We've officially made it to the time of the year where there's practically no sports to watch. And like any NBA fan during this dry stretch, I've been treating myself to the occasionally bad product that is the NBA Summer League, where rookies and fringe G League vets get a shot to prove whether they can earn real NBA minutes in the upcoming season. But sometimes, because of the extra attention on these games, people can start jumping the gun, already calling some of these guys their next franchise savior. It's happened before, and I'm sure it's going to happen again this year. So in this video, I wanted to go back and look at some of the biggest Summer League stars of all time and break down what happened in their actual NBA careers that kept them from living up to the hype. Starting off with one of the most hyped high school and college prospects of the last decade, Lonzo Ball entered the Summer League after being selected number 2 overall by the Los Angeles Lakers in the 2017 draft, following a freshman year at UCLA where he started all 36 games and led the nation in assists. As if being a top 3 pick didn't come with enough pressure, he also had his father LeVar out here writing checks for him to cash, talking wild and making some bold claims.
Golden State Warriors.
Yes.
And put Steph Curry on UCLA.
Yes.
And your son would explain how your son
I'll
would
say
that
right now. UCLA wouldn't be where they at. Steph Curry gonna shoot him out the game. He ain't rebounding and passing that ball.
Shoot him out the game?
Shoot him out the game.
Out the game.
Not
in the game.
Soon as they double him up, he gonna lose that ball. He too little. Now you put Lonzo on there with all them athletes and running and gunning. Guess what?
Your son is that much bigger than Steph Curry?
He's bigger than Steph. Cause Steph Curry what? 6'2"?
Steph Curry about 6'3".
Okay,
Long
I'll
arms.
let him be 6'4". He's still shorter than my boy. Long arms. Can he jump? Can he run? Not like my boy. Let me tell you something. If you take Steph Curry,
something is wrong with you.
Yes,
sir.
I'll
It doesn't
tell you
make
what's
any
wrong.
sense.
He even has some people claiming he was Steph Curry with a 40-inch vertical. Surprisingly though, Lonzo didn't fold. He started off slow, shooting just 2 for 15 in his first Summer League game, but once he found his rhythm, he started stuffing the stat sheet. In just his second game, he dropped triple 11s, showing just how versatile and impactful he could be across the board. And after that came his breakout game, a 36-point, 11 assist, 8 rebound game against the Sixers, with 5 steals and 2 blocks thrown on top of that. At this point, the Lonzo hype was reaching a whole new level. More fans than ever were tuning in the Summer League just to watch him. And instead of crumbling under the pressure, he looked like he was leveling up with every game, showing flashes of what he could be in the league. He even led the Lakers to the Summer League championship game, racking up multiple triple-doubles and highlight passes along the way. He missed the final due to a calf injury, but the Lakers, led by Kyle Kuzma, who also could honestly be on this list, still won the title, and Lonzo walked away with the Summer League MVP. After that, it felt like people were starting to believe maybe LeVar wasn't that crazy. But then came the regular season. Lonzo's rookie year had its bright spots. His passing and defense were definitely solid right away, but he just couldn't find his shot. His jumper was awkward, mechanical, and clearly needed to be reworked. He also dealt with injuries, only playing 52 games that first season, and injuries would kind of end up becoming the theme of his career. He's never played more than 55 games in a season, and a torn meniscus eventually sidelined him for 2 whole years. Before the injury, he had actually kind of fixed his jumper and was shooting over 40% from 3 and playing some of the best defense among point guards in the league. But since coming back, he hasn't looked that confident from deep, and he's clearly lost a bit of athleticism that made him so special on defense. Lonzo Ball hasn't had a failure of an NBA career whatsoever, but he definitely hasn't lived up to the sky-high hype he had after nearly averaging a triple-double in Summer League and getting Jason Kidd comparisons left and right. Who knows what the future holds now that he's in Cleveland, but I'm hoping he can still contribute at a high level and carve out the kind of career his early flashes promised. Moving on to someone I actually still think could take a leap and get back into serious conversations, Cam Thomas was drafted 27th overall by the Nets out of LSU, where he led all freshmen in scoring. His ability to get buckets was a standout skill in college, and it was immediately obvious in Summer League as well. He got off to a flying start, torching the Spurs for 36, and then hitting a nasty game winner in an overtime game that he forced himself against the Wizards.
3, Thomas for the tie, got it!
It's right there, good kiss spurt on Thomas, but you can't play with the ball.
Looking at the shot clock at 1 for the win! Cam Thomas, winner!
He even ended up averaging 27 points per game, breaking the Summer League scoring record previously held by Damian Lillard. His shot creation and confidence had people calling him the steal of the draft at the time, and it looked like Brooklyn had something real on their hands. But this was all during the year that the Nets still had their big 3, KD, Harden, and Kyrie, so naturally Cam's playing time was a little bit limited early on in the NBA. But if we fast forward to now, it turns out that with real minutes, Cam Thomas can still score at a very high level. He's had multiple 40-point games and even averaged 24 points per game this past season. The issue is, that's still kinda all he does. His defense hasn't improved much since his rookie year, and while his playmaking has made some strides, he's still not a great passer. That combined with a smaller frame makes it tougher for coaches to trust him in big minutes, and it shows. I think if he improves his efficiency a little bit more, he could become a Lou Will type spark plug on a contender, but until then, his lack of defense and limited playmaking are going to hold him back from the star potential people saw when he was lighting up the summer league. Looking back at it, the Nets getting Cam at 27 was still a solid pick, just maybe not the steal of the draft it once looked like. Next up is somebody who actually had a pretty solid NBA career, just not in the way summer league made it seem it would be. Josh Hart was drafted by the Lakers at the very end of the first round in 2018, after spending all 4 years at Villanova, winning a national championship, and building a reputation as a high IQ, high energy player. Most people saw him as a safe, low ceiling role guy entering the draft. Then summer league happened, and Hart was out there looking like he could be the focal point of an offense. He averaged over 22 points per game on fantastic shooting splits, and it wasn't just catch and shoot buckets either. He was creating shots off the dribble and getting to the line consistently. Hart quickly became the story of that year's summer league, and it looked like the Lakers had found yet another young gem to add to their core, right as LeBron James was coming to town. In reality though, once he got to the league, Hart had a solid rookie season, but nowhere near star level. He came off the bench in most games, shot efficiently, but averaged just 8 points per game, playing more of a complementary role. He was eventually traded to New Orleans in the Anthony Davis deal, and that's where he started to really carve out the identity we know today. Hart embraced the gritty 3-and-D role, always doing whatever the team needed, and when he landed in New York, it felt like the perfect match. Playing under a coach like Tom Thibodeau, he fully leaned into that tough physical style and became one of the most valuable glue guys in the league. At this point, Josh Hart might be the best rebounding guard in basketball, and he's definitely one of the biggest pests in the league. But that 20 point per game summer league version of him, yeah, we never really got to see that guy again. And honestly, that might have been for the best, but it's still wild to go back and remember just how differently he looked during that run. Just try to keep some of these names in mind next time you find yourself hyping up your favorite team's prospects based on summer league alone. It's fun and exciting to imagine what a player could become based on how they look out there, but at the end of the day, it's July hoops, and nothing really matters. Let me know in the comments who you remember going off in the summer league that I may have missed or even left out of this video. And if you've been watching this year, who's your personal standout so far? Leave a like and comment and subscribe if you enjoyed. Trying to grow this channel. I really appreciate every single one of you. Peace.